The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed on Leadership Lounge Live are for entertainment and informational purposes only. They do not reflect the official policies, beliefs, or positions of any individuals, organizations, or platforms mentioned. Viewer discretion is advised, and we encourage independent research and critical thinking. Enjoy the conversation and engage responsibly.
Welcome to the Leadership Lounge.
All right, and welcome back. Happy Sunday, y'all. Welcome back to Leadership Lounge Live, where I am your host, Louis Marshall, here with my amazing co-host, Mr. Ubriah and Miss Adama. How are you both this afternoon?
Awesome. Okay, that was horrible.
Awesome. Hot in Chicago.
Ooh, how
Great.
hot is it over there? How hot is it over there?
Mid-90s with heat index in the hundreds.
Ooh, Adama, and you?
Same. You need to tell your auntie to stay away from North Carolina.
Ooh, I'm good with that.
Chicago.
Well, we got an exciting show. We got a bunch of stuff lined up to talk about with our audience today. If you are live, let us know, what was your favorite AI update that came out this week? What was the favorite thing that happened this week? Let us know in the chat. In the meantime, we've got some updates with Google, updates with OpenAI, and updates with Midjourney that we're going to get into today. Uriah, I know that you and I had talked about the Google, Facebook, Apple password issues this week. I wonder if you can open with that, please.
Bottom line, all things considered, change your passwords everywhere. There's been a major data breach with Facebook, Meta, Google, and Apple. And if you are familiar with any of these, then you know you probably put a lot of your faith in each one of these, if not at least one of them, if not all of them. Me personally, I put a lot of faith in all of them. With Meta, I'm not the biggest fan of their security protocols. However, we're going live on Facebook right now, so it really matters. A lot of you are looking at it through Meta, through Facebook. A lot of my emails, a lot of our storages are on Google. And if you're on Apple, your whole life is on Apple. Like, that is your phone. So for having all of these passwords compromised, that is a very scary situation. And I encourage each and every one of us to not only change your password, but also make sure you're implementing the two-factor authentication, and also develop a passkey. I'll share the links on how to change from using your password to using a passkey. But if you got, I know you got an email about it. If you can go find that email and make sure you do it on all of your platforms. Change all of your passwords right now. You have multiple Google accounts, change all of them. Make sure you're using a password generator, because that matters. Because if you want to use brute force to hack into somebody's password, the longer the password, the most random it is, that's the best method. Because a lot of these applications that can hack your password are using all kind of identifiers about you. And if they've already hacked all of the platforms, think about if everybody could read all of your email accounts. They know you right now. If they take all that information, feed it into an AI generator, they can guess your password. Facebook, if they can hack your Facebook and know your profile, they can guess your password. What's that? Apple, Google, Facebook. What do you spend most of your time in? I don't care if you're team iPhone and team Android. You got two of the three off bat. And if you use both, then you have all three. It's a very scary situation. I cannot stress it enough. Me personally, as a professional, as a certified fraud examiner, this is the scariest thing that scares us, because the way you even authenticate a lot of accounts is to verify the email. If somebody has access to your email, then they have access to everything about you. They could even go past the two-factor authentication because they can use your email as that factor of authentication. So if they own your email, they pretty much own you. If they own your social media account, they own you. And if you for example, and if you're an iPhone user and they own your iPhone account, they own your email, Gmail account, and they own your Facebook account, I mean, they pretty much own you. And as much as we play with AI images, we can make any image look like anybody we want. We can make any voice sound like anybody we want. They can pretty much steal your entire identity. So one of the first steps you can do is make sure you change your password and do everything you can do to ensure the safety of you and your community. We're creators, right? How often are you collaborating with somebody using Google Drive or using an iCloud account or using Facebook Messenger? I mean, if one of us on the team is compromised, the entire team is compromised. So I cannot stress it enough. Please change all of your accounts. Change the password on all of your accounts and also enhance it to make sure you're enabling multi-factor authentication and passkey. Yes, it's a lot of work. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a lot of work and it might be learning curves with that, but please do it. I cannot stress it enough.
And you said use a password generator, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, that's key. Okay, that's our safety update for the week. I know that one was the really most important thing I think we kind of talked about internally this week. I know we talked about the fun stuff, but this one was like a major breach. So as a business owner, I know that we spent a lot of man hours trying to make sure that we changed every single password across everything so that we're as protected as we possibly can be. But even before the show internally, we were kind of talking about it. Adam, I wonder what your thoughts are on hearing about this, knowing that most of the time you're on your desktop. What are your thoughts about this?
I just in this moment I had a question. I was thinking that because I have words that I use. So you're right. You're saying that the passwords that they make up for us to use those. Don't use your
Yes.
own.
Don't use your own.
Okay. I just want to clarify that, and for anybody else who didn't get that when he was saying it.
Yes, because if you use your own, you're using your own bias. You're using your own judgment. And we all come with our own biases and our own judgments. And there's password generation hacks that use AI to hack your profile. And the more information they know about you, the quicker that they can hack you. They can guess what you would use for a password. So it's better to use a password generator that's random because then it's harder to place you. Because think about it. They just hacked 3 of the accounts. So assume that they have your Facebook, your Gmail, your Apple. Boom, they got you. They got your profile. Throw that into their AI generator that they use for malicious reasons, not like how we're using it for productive reasons. They're using it for malicious reasons, and they can guess your password. It's scary. It's a really scary word out there. I don't want to just make it about being scared, but everybody should be at arms because I'm scared because it's not just I can do everything I can to protect myself, but if you think about it, you're connected to everybody virtually. You have to let down some of your guards and rely on other people to have their guards up. Like I said, who uses Google Drive, right? If you have a group of people that you share this Google Drive file with, 10 people on there, one person, it only takes one person to be compromised that infects the entire drive. So if somebody is able to guess their password, they're able to get into the drive, which everybody else think they're protected because, hey, I did 2-factor authentication. I'm using a password protector. I'm using everything I can to protect myself. However, I'm sharing a drive with somebody who doesn't practice those same standards. And now they've been penetrated and the penetrator put a file into it. Now they have access to everybody. And I'm going to say that's one of the examples that most of the leaked pictures, most of the leaked music, that's how it's happening. That's how it's happening. Like, we're not the first people to come up with sharing pictures through a shared profile. If you hack somebody's Dropbox account, that's the administrator of all of these multi-million-dollar companies. They're just using Dropbox too. They get hacked, and now their famous client is now exposed with their unmentionables out. Right? Like it's not it's sad, and it scares me because a lot of people, I do photo editing as well, and I have people that trust me with their pictures that they do not want share with everybody else. Because a lot of times I will get a picture that's revealing. They're like, "Hey, can you cover this up?" But I need to store that picture somewhere. So although I'm covering it up, the raw picture is still there. So I try to make sure I do everything I can to make sure that my clients' pictures are secure. However, once I share it to somebody else or share it to somebody else and the team gets bigger, it's just more and more risk. Everybody change your password. I'm just trying to stress it.
Lord. I just need him to go dun 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 dun. You know what? It's just like
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no. Go ahead, Louis. Go ahead. 'Cause I know you're going to say something. I'm going to want to say something about. Go ahead.
No, so I was just going to say, I know we're going to end up having to revisit this to see what the after effects are because we don't know what that looks like yet. But everybody that we are close to, yes, please, 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 please change your password. Please change your password today, tonight, before your head hits the pillow. Start the process. And I will hand this off to you. I'm going to yield to you.
I think I'm freaking out, y'all. And I know I shouldn't. And I did say that in my very southern voice. I am freaking out.
But you're not the only one.
I just had like a little mild anxiety on air because I'm thinking, like, how am I supposed to remember these passwords? Do you have any advice? Like, how am I going to remember all these passwords that now the system is creating for me? Like, it's so easy.
Well, that's the thing. You need the password generator. The password generator remembers it for you.
But then, okay.
She's like, I don't want to put a million letters and numbers and symbols in every time I have to log in. I'm never going to remember that.
I'm never going to remember it.
So that's the name of the game, though, now. That's in order for us to move in this fast-paced AI society, we have to be a little exposed and willing to accept certain risks. But then others that we don't need to accept, you got to change your password this week. Like this week, you have to. It's not an option not to.
Yeah.
So, okay. Adam, you talked to me about two things. One, about the OpenAI outage while it was happening in real time. And then separately, pre-show, you told me about something else about OpenAI. I wonder if you can jump into that topic about the outage and then the new information that you just told me pre-show.
Okay, sure. So if everybody can remember what happened on June 10th, I'm sorry, y'all. There's so many things going on. Didn't mean to say that. But what happened on June 10th, there was a huge outage with OpenAI, but it also included other outages like Google. I think it was also Spotify, but I know for certain OpenAI because that's what I use the most. And so what was happening, they're not really giving a lot of details about it. There is speculations. And if you, OpenAI also has like a YouTube show that they do, but they're not speaking on it either. But according to, I think I have it on here as Tom's, and then there's another site that I look at, and from what happened is that outage was literally 24 hours. I think it was over 24 hours. They're giving a guesstimate over 24 hours. And prior to the outage happening, it's like chat tries to speak to you like, listen, I'm about to tap out. So I know I said 2 + 2 is 4, but now it's 5 squared. And so what happened was on Juneteenth, ChatGPT experienced a massive global outage that lasted over 12 hours, actually 24 because it happened once it got up, it went back down, affecting free plus and the enterprise users, including API access and even OpenAI's Sora video tool. I'm not sure. I can't speak on the Sora part because we don't use much. I was going to ask Uri about that. It started with the users getting errors like conversation not found, too many requests, frozen loaders, or total lockout. The outage hit at during the peak hours of usage in Europe and the UK, but the users worldwide were impacted. It wasn't just a tech glitch. It wasn't just a tech glitch, y'all, because a lot of people now are using AI. And this left people wondering, what do we do if this happens again? Because as you know, all these updates are happening and people are now using this as their productivity, their workflow, they're using it, their students using it for essays. Professionals couldn't get tasks done. Developers and content creators and coaches lost their workflow. The API clients lost functionality. Even basic users, their access were gone. What? I wish I could see y'all faces. What?
It
Yeah.
was
And according to Reddit, Tech Radar, and Down Detector, it was flooded with user complaints, and they're saying that they started freaking out, and that they were wondering what's going to happen to ChatGPT. Was it going to be coming back the same way? Because OpenAI was not responding. But what they were doing is, if you went to OpenAI site, and this is the thing you can do, it would tell you, it would give you like a color scheme of how everything is coming back and kind of what they're experiencing. But at the end of the day, users who knew how to switch from GPT-4, switch to GPT-4 Mini and other alternate models found temporary workabouts, but just had to wait. My suggestion with those workabouts, don't use it if you do not know what you're speaking of. If you do not know the research that you're trying to, or the information you're trying to attain, because again, this is tech. And AI is supposed to work with us, and we're supposed to work with it. It's not going to just give you, if the mother part is suffering, so is the rest of it, the limbs. Okay. So I suggest just don't go there with it. But you can switch over to the minis if something like this happens. And it's a reminder that even the most powerful tool like AI needs a backup plan. And this comes at a time where Apple is trying to integrate Chat GPT more into it. There's other products they're trying to implement more into Chat GPT and merge with OpenAI. So OpenAI is becoming more of a big. And if anybody has heard all the shows that we've done, Google and OpenAI have always been together. They just work differently, but now they're merging more together. That's all I have on it.
I'm curious, before you jump off, I'm curious, how did it affect your workflow, Adama?
As soon as I realized that it was coming, that the alerts that were coming back were weird, but prior to that, 3 hours prior for me, I was like, why is it giving me answers like this? Why is it acting like this didn't just happen? Like something I said, and I'm like, if you can recall, the favorite tool I like to say, the favorite word I love to say to all my assistants that I have in OpenAI in chat is, I need for you to recall the last conversation. Recall is my word. And then it told me network, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? And then when it came on, it was like, please refresh. And I'm like, refresh? What are you talking about? But then I just stopped using it. And then that's when I went to OpenAI itself. I am OpenAI itself is on my desktop. It's on my phone. So anytime I have weird answers with it, I just go there. And I learned that from one of the free classes that they offer. As soon as your chat starts acting up, and I'm just going to paraphrase it. As soon as your chat starts acting up, go to OpenAI and you can find your answer there. And then you'll know automatically instead of Googling, is OpenAI down? Is chat down? What's happening? Okay, just go to the source. But yeah, I just stopped using it. And then that's when I started posting all that stuff.
And I'm curious, same question to you, Uriah. I know you and I talked during the day of the outage, but we didn't get a chance to talk about workflow at all. From a productivity standpoint, did it have an effect on your process?
Huge. It had a huge effect. It was bad because I rely on it to create a lot of efficiencies in my workflow. And with and if it was down, then all of those efficiencies were lost. And not only lost, you're lost just as like day-to-day functioning because it's like you're relying on this to do that. And now I feel like a nerd at work because at work, from an auditing perspective, every company is supposed to have like a BCP. It's called business continuity process. Nobody takes that serious. Like, oh, nothing's going to happen. Nothing ever happens. After the pandemic, people started taking it a little bit more serious, but it's still like, who cares? It's never going to happen. It's once in a lifetime. You don't have a backup process to your process. What do you do in case of an emergency? And you never care about it until it actually happens. And that's exactly how I felt, because not only was I strained on a burnout mode, just like day-to-day processing, where I don't have a lot of bandwidth to even create my productions. Now the thing that helps me create the production is down. I didn't feel it as quick as everyone else because I think it was compartmentalized where the lowest level felt it first, and then it kept going. Then it kept growing. Like it wasn't just an issue. It was all embodied issue. But I think it affected different tiers differently, and I think I felt it later because at first I was like, I don't know what anybody's talking about. I'm fine. And then once it started happening, then it's like, oh, everything is fucked right now. Like everything is bad. It affected my process a great deal. To sum it up, it affected my process a great deal. I had to retrain some of my bots because whatever they did affected their entire workflow on their end. All of their model structure got revamped, restructured, because all of my chat bots that I created that didn't respond the same.
Yeah,
they started responding differently, and I'm used to that. And now that I'm starting to see the trend, it's always right before or right after they have an update.
Well,
so
I know that
says everything.
Well, because they talked about allegedly, in the next 45 to 60 days, we're getting version 5, ChatGPT 5. It allegedly has been what has been said on the back end. I don't know if this outage had anything to do with that, but it would make more sense on why the output from the system is just noticeably different since this outage. It might make sense that they're getting ready to go online with the next version, but they need to converge the system. They need to connect those two systems so that they can continue to serve the users as they have. But I think this outage showed that from a productivity standpoint, I'll say I wasn't able to do the research, like I said in the chat, my research assistant. I'm not able to ask certain questions to get prepped for the show. I'm not able to talk to my cinematic agent in the way that I normally do. Hey, I can't refine those video prompts the way that I normally would. So I have to rely on, okay, all of the things that I learned, this is the moment. This is the thing is broken. This is the flu game. I got my chance now to put all these skills into play. So when it went down, it was like, all right, now I actually have to figure it out. There is no copying and pasting prompts, prompt please. You actually have to prompt today, just today only. So let's see what the feed looks like today. And it looked a little different. I saw a lot of frustrated people. So I wonder for us in-house, can we offer some solutions on how did we make it work during the day of the outage? What did you find that was, all right, I can make this work next time if this happens again? And Adam, I'll throw it to you first.
Well, I went to, we spoke about this plenty of times about having a backup with the backup plan, right? And then this is where people should really train their assistants and then make a backup in your drives, okay? And it's not gonna, when I say backup in your drives, it's not gonna be like, oh, you're just gonna move your, I know, I don't mean to be condescending, okay, guys, but it's not you're going to move your AI over to your drives. But what I'm trying to say is take important information that you constantly use and put it over to like your Google Drive. But then they said that you could use, I'm not familiar with these because I wanted to give you guys some resource, but I had things in place. Like I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, et cetera, what I'm going to do, right? Or the flow or how I'm going to. I copy and paste those pivotal things that I know are important for me and what I go on. And with each update that I get, I can see how chat has upgraded its training. But they did say you could go to, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Claude,
Claude.
Okay, Claude. Gemini, or Perplexity. I think you can use those as a backup, but the main thing is, I think what came from this is the importance of having an assistant, like training your AI to be your assistant, and then taking pivotal points from that and then implementing it, like storing it somewhere. Because for me, I was frustrated. But what I did gather, what Uriah said earlier, the people who are still on free were affected tremendously. And then there was my tier. My tier came later because I didn't see everything everybody was seeing. And so I wondered how it was for the higher tier. And like Uriah just said, he didn't experience as much until later. But it went and it's crazy because in my mind, I see like little bitty things like, okay, like, oh, the free and then this and then that. But that's exactly how it went. And when I was doing the research on it, that's what they said. And they said, we have to talk about how dependent we are now becoming on AI and what the fallback plan is going to be. I mean, at first,
Say that again. Say that again. Say that again, please.
About how dependent, I paused and froze, how dependent we are becoming on AI. And what's the fallback plan? I mean, mine is kind of, I hate to put myself in this bracket, but mine is kind of cavemanish because what I'm doing is I like to study things. So I'm trying to see how each time my assistant evolves and gives me a different outlook on how to look at it, because now my different assistants are learning who I am. So I take those pivotal moments and I put it someplace else. But I have not looked into these other things like Gemini. I have not looked into, what was it again? You said Claude, what is it? Yeah, I have not looked into that. And I have not looked into Perplexity. So those are some solutions that I have. I would love to know what you guys are thinking.
Uriah, I'm gonna let you go first.
That's a really good question, and it's difficult because it's hard to have a backup plan that essentially recreates another plan, which means that you need another subscription, basically, right? Because so it's looking at it like, I'm glad that I do have the pro because I was affected the least. However, is it worth me getting another subscription to something else to back up this plan? And at this point, I don't think it is. So I just have to, I just got to use my brains at this point. Like I can't, OpenAI helps me be more efficient. I wouldn't say OpenAI replaces me. So from my perspective, I'm just not able to execute as quickly as I can when OpenAI goes down. I got to rely on my own brain and then go forward with that.
Hit that air horn.
When you're
Hit that air
training
horn.
these AI bots, you need to make sure you know what you're training. You should be a specialty in that field already. So if it goes down, you should still be able to go. Like it doesn't stop the party. It just slows it down, right? Like you might not have the best DJ, but the party's still going. Like anybody could, somebody throw a playlist on. Like have your plan. Your execution should be more organized so it doesn't rely on one thing to stop the show. So what I suggest is that you lock in on what your flow is. And if you're relying on ChatGPT a lot, I'm not saying don't. I'm a big proponent of relying on ChatGPT to help you make your process more efficient. However, if ChatGPT is doing your job but you don't even know what you're doing anymore, that's a problem. And that outage can definitely show that. So it slowed me down a lot, but it didn't stop the progress. Like I can still operate because I know what I trained it to do. Now I just have to do it myself. I can't be lazy. I just have to do it myself. So that's my backup plan, is doing it myself versus having ChatGPT do it. So that's how everybody needs to make sure your process is grounded with strong foundational structures. So you can still operate if ChatGPT goes down for a couple of days. Yeah, you're not going to get the same profit. Your stock price will go down, but it doesn't stop your business from actually operating.
I love that.
I
love that. Yo, give yourself an air horn, sir, please. Nah, that was good. I know for me,
I can't hear anybody. Is it me?
I missed it. He didn't get his air horn.
Oh, we're giving you a prop.
I got you.
Booyaka, booyaka, booyaka. We were giving you a prop.
We got you. We got you, bro. No, I'll say for me, I for the most part, I prompted all like myself that day. That all my video prompts were just generated by me, just typed out. Took longer. But the other thing that I did was I took some of my former training data, like what Miss Adama was talking about. I took one of those chat strings and I went into FYI.ai. I went in there and created another cinematic training agent with the data that I already had from the last time that I was at a save point for my cinematic chats. And I made a new one over there. FYI, AI is a free tool. It has been from the beginning. So it's another large language model, but it's a backup plan for me anytime I want to get some more diverse results from what I normally get from ChatGPT. This is the other alternative option that I'll use, and I'll drop it in the chat. But that was my backup plan in the event that I'm not able to use ChatGPT. I will lean on FYI.ai.
I love that.
That's a free option, so it gives you the alternative to still be able to have that same workflow, just maybe not with all the compiled details and memories that you would have had from your prior chat. But at least this keeps you kind of up and going, and no new subscription is needed. It's free, so it gives somebody else another alternative option. All right, so we've been putting this off till the very end. We had a major update from one of our faves this week, but I wonder if we can kind of open with, I see Mickey Mouse is coming from Midjourney. Mickey's coming from Midjourney. Disney has filed a lawsuit against Midjourney. They said, what was it? Alleging a deep cesspool of forgery was the quote that I saw in the article that I read this week. Uriah, you got a chance to dig into that a little further than I did, but what are your thoughts on this?
Personally, I mean, it was bound to happen, right? I mean, think about it. Why do a lot of us use Midjourney? Because we can do whatever we want and do it. Like when we go to OpenAI, ChatGPT, they got a lot of censorship and a lot of restrictions, and you can't do. The minute you say anything that's in the papers, it's going to cut it off. But in Midjourney, they're a lot more lenient,
Yep.
and Disney is not happy with it. And they did it right before Midjourney was about to announce the video, which makes sense because images is one thing, but once you make that image move around and make a video, that I mean, people going to get nervous, which we're going to get to later. But I'm going to share. We talked about Notebook LM and how we can use Notebook LM to make a podcast on whatever we want to do or whatever we want to think about. So I put a bunch of links. I threw a bunch of links. I don't know if any of you guys took any law classes, business law classes, but reading a case is hard. If you don't know how to read it, because I mean, minimum is 100 pages. Granted, you don't have to read every page. You just need to know where to look. But if you're not familiar with looking at it, then you need to read all of it. And then you might not even know what you're looking at, right? So I put all of that information into Notebook LM. As I mentioned in a previous episode, Notebook LM is an application created by Google that it can take all of your notes and compile them and make a podcast out of it. So you could put a bunch of PDFs, you could put websites, you could put your own text, you could put whatever you want into it. You feed the model, and then it spits back a verbal feedback of all of those links. So we just talked about the Disney case. I created an LM model that had it. So let me switch my camera around.
Oh, we getting an exclusive today. Let's go.
Exclusive. So now you see my phone. Like I said, all of this stuff can be done from your phone.
Yeah, you can do all this on the go. I know for me, I really am loving Notebook LM like a lot since that last update from a couple weeks ago. Yeah, they cooking
Are you
over
guys
there.
able to? Are you guys
Yeah,
able to
we can
see
see
it?
it.
All right. So my first example was the Beyonce Cowboy Carter tour, and now you see my next one, Hollywood Studios, Sue's Midjourney. And as you can see at the bottom, 13 sources was provided. And also, you have to remember, everybody's on this AI train. I uploaded a lot of sources that I like. When I upload sources, I'm not just uploading random sources. I'm using the same thing we did when we did our essays in college, right? You make sure you use credible sources, credible links. So I'm using credible links. What I'm learning is that a lot of these links do not want to play along with AI. So they're not allowing AI to access their database. So although there's 13 here, I uploaded 17. 3 of them they weren't happy with. Then I'm gonna go with the bottom version, interactive beta, because I want to be able to talk to it. It takes a little bit, 5 to 10 seconds.
That's interesting, Nate. spit some out. I wonder why that is.
Well, some sites are like, you're not leveraging my company to make your company better without paying me. That's pretty
But
much
we're
what it
talking
is.
about IP though. That it's the same thing as content IP. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Same thing.
I don't want nobody using my Midjourney image and influencing their stuff. I want credit. Same deal.
Right. And a lot of these journalists companies, they're well aware of it because they've been doing it before people even knew about it. Because they were creating blog sites based off of AI and weren't telling anybody. So they
Uh-huh.
know what AI can do. So I'm gonna hit play. So this we can play it for however long we want. Just tell me to cut it off, or if you want to
Hey,
ask a
give it
question, we
about
can
2 minutes.
interrupt it.
Give it about 2 minutes.
Okay, let's dive in. We've got some pretty big news
Can you hear
shaking
it?
things up in Hollywood and, well, the tech world too. Disney and Universal,
Can you hear it?
Yes. Yes, sir.
they're suing the AI image
So give me a second. This is new technology. I'm still figuring it out as well.
No, and I'm just asking the chat. Put in the chat. What's one way that you could use this to create new other content types? This technology. Could you use it for voiceovers to go with your AI content? Oh, y'all got some good stuff. Hey, put a 1 in the chat if you're getting some value out of this today.
Okay, let's dive in. We've got some pretty big news shaking things up in Hollywood and, well, the tech world too. Disney and Universal, they're suing the AI image generator, Midjourney.
Yeah, it's a really significant development.
Yeah.
Kind of crystallizes that whole tension we've been seeing between, the creative industries and generative AI, puts it right in the courtroom.
Absolutely. And we've waded through the source material here. We've got the actual court documents from the lawsuit, plus news reports digging into the nitty gritty and sort of the bigger picture around AI, copyright, creativity itself.
So our mission today is to really unpack all of that for you. We're going to break down what the lawsuit actually claims, look at the evidence they're putting forward,
Right.
and then crucially connect this specific fight to those larger questions.
Yep.
How is AI really changing things for creative industries?
Exactly. And we'll look at parallels, like what's happening in music, which our sources cover too. What does this lawsuit and everything bubbling up around it mean for, well, creators, for copyright, especially now with AI everywhere?
Precisely. It's about understanding what's really at stake here for everyone.
Okay, so let's get right into the lawsuit itself. Disney, Universal. They filed this in federal court, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Against Midjourney.
And their main accusation is pretty stark. Comes straight from the court filing. They call Midjourney's image generator a bottomless pit of plagiarism.
Wow. Bottomless pit of plagiarism. Strong words. And why? Because the lawsuit claims Midjourney makes just innumerable copies, unauthorized copies of their copyrighted characters.
And they list so many, dozens from across their libraries. We're talking Star Wars icons, Vader, Yoda, Stormtroopers, R2D2, C3PO, Chewie.
Mandalorian Baby Yoda.
Right. Marvel Spider-Man, Iron Man, Deadpool, Fruit Trash, Rocket.
Pixar right? Lightning McQueen.
Yep, Lightning McQueen, Buzz Lightyear, Sully from Monsters Inc., and The Simpsons Homer, Bart, the whole family. Plus classic Disney animation, Elsa, Olaf, Ariel, Mulan, Stitch, Snow White, Aladdin, Jasmine, Simba.
Good grief. And Universal and DreamWorks are in on this too.
Yeah, characters like the Minions, Shrek, Toothless, and Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon, Po from Kung Fu Panda, even Ted from Boss Baby.
So the list itself just screams, this is widespread, but they're not just listing names, are they? The lawsuit actually shows examples.
That's right. They include visual evidence, side-by-side comparisons, essentially. They show images Midjourney apparently generated from specific text prompts, and they argue these directly copy their characters.
Like what kind of prompts?
Well, the filing mentions things like R2-D2 and C-3PO walking around a spaceship, screenshot from movie. And, the output looks very much like R2 and C-3PO.
Okay. Or like Chewbacca, screenshot from movie.
Exactly.
Hey, right. Will
Lots
you
of
pause
examples
that
where the
right
prompt
quick?
explicitly names the character. Yeah.
I got a question. So, okay. As a person who is not a trained law professional that is listening to this, I heard them say that Midjourney created it, but I heard prompt input. So I'm curious, just our internal personal opinions, not weighing one side or the other, but like, in your opinion, is it more on the person who's actually putting the prompt in and hitting send? Or is it more the onus on the generator that is doing the task that it's being asked to do? With like, I know that's the basis of the lawsuit, but I'm curious, like what I heard that a person put in something they knew that might be trademarked and they just did it anyway. That's what I personally hear. That's not Midjourney's fault per se. That's on the person who put the text prompt in. That is just my opinion. I'm curious, Adama, what's your thought on that?
What you just said. I just said, I was like, yeah, you're right there. Like, you already know, yeah, it's the person who puts in, if you already know that it's trademarked, like if you already know that it's trademarked, why would you like make it make sense?
Uriah, what about you?
That's where the business comes in. Because if you're Disney, who are you going to attack? You're going to attack the person who has no pockets, or you're going to attack the source?
Mhm.
So they're attacking the source. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's what you're doing. Midjourney is the supplier, right? They're the supplier of the goods to the users that's actually ultimately gonna sell it, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Not saying legally that's right, but
Yes.
that's who you're going to attack. You can't attack all of us, because what? Okay.
You got a whole whopping $4 that we earned from Facebook.
Right,
Great. Here you go.
Last month I got $4.65. You want that? That was my profit. That if that cost you damages, I'm sorry.
That part. Ask for forgiveness.
Midjourney is a building company. Like they're becoming a company that's probably going to go public soon, right? They're establishing themselves as experts in the field. So now they got to play by expert rules. You can't play by those, startup company rules anymore. You're no longer just a rebel in the community. You're playing with the big boys. And if you're getting sued by Disney, that means you're in the big boys playing field.
You made it. You made it.
So are you trying to say that, I mean, because there's been a lot of speculations about CapCut and their terms of service, just by
yeah.
So are you just trying to say, for me, are you trying, like, it's going to make Midjourney change their terms of service, basically, because this is where you're taking AI and you're using it irresponsibly. One of the 900 million ways to use it irresponsibly. Like,
absolutely.
I mean, that's what I'm hearing, that whoever did this is using it irresponsibly, and it's going to force Midjourney to change their term of service. I mean, that's what it's going to boil down to. And then our stuff is really going to get when you see that mod thing come up, you just won't be able to
Okay.
buy.
So let's roll this forward into the update from this week. So on Wednesday in real time, we had outage from OpenAI. We had other, password being
I'm gonna roll it out.
compromised. And then on Wednesday morning, I woke up, opened my phone, and it's like, it's finally here. We got Midjourney video. Finally, yo.
6 months later, we
Wait,
thought this was
part.
going to be a Christmas present.
But wait,
That
guys,
part.
we forgot to talk about Megan. I know y'all about to ruin it. I know I just peed all over the parade.
Oh, we did. Oh, okay. You go and then I'll go. You go, then I'll go.
Okay,
I'll
so
yield.
I know they're not really talking about it, but guys, coming towards Christmas, OpenAI is they've already done the merger. They're now married, Mattel and OpenAI. So if anybody's familiar with Mattel, Hot Wheels, Barbie, Uno, different types of things, right? So y'all, now OpenAI and Mattel have agreed they're going to put Chat GPT into these toys. They're doing for the rebrand, and as wonderful as it is, with this outage that just happened, this can also affect that too. What? Okay, I had to back away from the mic because it's just crazy. But then, and I'm one of the people that says with AI, do not have any fear. Just learn how to use it and use it responsibly and work with it. But now these are going to be put in with toys. Like Barbie's going to be sitting around just smart.
Well, it gives an earlier barrier for entry for a child who may not otherwise have an opportunity to, though. If you look at it from the glass half full,
Yeah.
honestly, I mean, it gives them an earlier opportunity to get accustomed to, hey, this is a normal thing in our society now. You'll have to navigate interacting with this tool, and they're starting at the kid age is what I'm hearing is they're trying to get the kids to early adopt because the adults are resistant to it, is what I hear you saying.
Yeah. And what I gather, I mean, like people and it's going to teach responsibility. It's going to teach us how to use it and everything. But I think what I'm getting at is the first thing I think of is Knight Rider, Megan. Okay, Megan. But then I love the idea of it. I'm like in awe of it. Like I love it. But this is also going to teach kids from a very early age to, if you look at it this way, it's going to teach you the responsibility of AI early, especially with them implementing chat. And I think when I was looking, it was just a rumor, and I got this from Reddit, that when they do when they upgrade to 5, that's what's going to be put into these toys.
So that's likely going to be happen before end of summer, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm looking at, and then that's what Reddit said, but I'm not sure because that's just yeah.
Hey, we'll dig in a little further and do some investigative reporting. How about that? We'll circle back.
Right? What Pete Hall said, bicentennial man.
Right? Hey, facts. Okay.
I know y'all ready. Look at you.
Yo, I'm like, come on. I want to talk about video. I want to talk about video.
Let's go. You're right. If you don't get some type of music to this, come on, man.
Facts. Unless you are under a rock this week, you already know Midjourney dropped this newest version 1 of video. Like Uriah said a little bit ago, we've been waiting since December of last year for this to come out, and then January, and then March, and then May, and now it's almost the end of June, and we finally got it. So you now have the ability to take your entire Midjourney catalog and portfolio of images, and you can animate all of them, all ALL, all all.
So mad at y'all.
So, like, I went all the way back to, I think I started on version 4. That was when I got introduced to Midjourney. And I started there and started with version 4 with the, what did I say, Jen? The crappy quality images. And let's see what it can do with this. And just, I spent most of my time using an automatic way of prompting. And let me give further context. I'm in Midjourney right now in real time. One of the most recent updates was you had your creation actions prior. So you could very subtle, very strong. You can upscale subtle or you can upscale creative. You have your ability to manipulate and move the images. You can zoom in, zoom out like you could before. Now you have 4 extra new buttons. So the top 2 are auto animate the image. So you have 2 buttons, one for low motion and one for high motion. That's where I spent most of my playtime this week. So with low motion, that's going to it's going to give you a limited range of movement, but it gives you a better quality result is what I found. The high motion is going to give you more motion, more of a dynamic video, but there may be some inconsistencies. And so that's kind of what I played with for most of the week. The other 2 buttons are manual low motion and manual high motion. So with those, it's the same thing as auto, with the exception of you now can have the full control to tell your Midjourney characters from all the way back to the beginning, hey, move this way, walk this way, make the camera go this way. So it allows you this new ability to create from your portfolio, which avoids all of the copyright and lawsuit stuff that we just got done talking about. This allows you to now make your images animated in a brand new way. So I want to pass it to my co-host, Miss Adama. What was your experience this week with Midjourney's new video tool? Did I lose? Unmute yourself.
I'll say, can I see Lewis's face as I say this? Because I gotta say it and I gotta see his face. Oh, I can see all 3 of y'all. This is it. I can see both of y'all. This is better. Okay. Listen, y'all. I was like, yes, animation is back. The core of it is back. You know what? And I know that, and I got real loud for no reason. I'm sorry, but I ain't sorry, because listen, animation is back. And what I love about it the most is Midjourney literally said, I'm going to give you guys a Creole word, okay? When you tell someone to wait, Midjourney literally said to nap. Okay, like wait for me to come because I'm about to come. I know everybody's over here gassing up all these different generations and things, but this was fabulous. Do you hear me? Fabulous, because we can take anything. It doesn't even have to be Midjourney, like you said. What did you say, Lewis? All ALL, all, everything. You can, I mean, and put it in there. I'm so excited for this because I was literally playing with it as soon as I forgot about the update. And then when thank you for putting it in our private group, like y'all. And when you said that, I went straight to it. So that tool, and this is just a beginning step. Of course, there's some things that they're working on, but this is just a beginning step. And one of the things that Midjourney did, they made the hands. There's no more webbies. There's no more 6 fingers. There's nobody going, we don't see the witches, like with the hands. And it's keeping, if you have your letter, I did a video like Hype Me Up. It kept, the whole point of that video was for you to see how it kept the letters in place. It did not move. And some people had DM'd me, asked me how. I literally said, go to Midjourney and play with it.
Right.
Push the button.
You're right.
Push the the button. Like this is amazing. It's a
Yeah.
big step. So I had to give Midjourney an apology. I know this is called like Midjourney version 7.1, I think. Am I correct, guys?
Nah, this is video
Or
V1.
V1, yeah, okay. So I had to give Midjourney an apology because they literally said they're coming up with more things. I'm like, okay, guys, this is great, but it's keeping, and I know you, right? You had to see it as well. It's keeping that photo, and I know Lewis did, but I spoke to you, right? Specifically because he does camera work, but it kept all those details. And I put some of Lewis's light work in it with the cameras, like the Canon and things of that nature. It kept everything.
Let's go.
Journey. I'm so proud of them.
I love it. Uriah, what about you?
Hey, hey, hey,
Hey.
hey. Listen. I love it. I love it. Hey, it's awesome, bro. I'm telling you, I'm not playing around. Hey,
Yo, this is a kid.
Oh,
This
hey,
kid is on the show. There we go.
hey,
amazing.
censor all of
That
that. Hey,
part.
make sure
Let's
y'all
go.
block all of that out. It's hot. On this show, we've done a deep dive into the beginning of Kling. We've done the beginning of Sora, and now we're doing Midjourney. Out of all three of those, I've had my qualms with the launch of it. Mind you, we just said we thought Midjourney was coming for Christmas. We thought it was going to be we thought that was going to be our Christmas present. Now it's summer. It's already summer, and Lewis doesn't understand what that means. But in Chicago, it's summer now. Like, it's summer now, and we got Midjourney. So I think the creators there are from the Midwest because they gave us hotness in the summer.
They from the South. They gave us fish and grits.
Well,
Hey, but okay, but I just said that. I'm just saying. I'm just talking stuff. But of all of the new releases, this might have been the best new release. We already know Kling made a lot of us mad. Sora also made a lot of us mad because like they didn't do great in this launch. Like, yeah, they did a lot. You could get a lot out of it, but it wasn't great. This is great. And I'm not sugarcoating, I'm not putting bias on it. When I put my image and I hit auto, it makes that image move with no distortion, which I had a lot of. Sora doesn't do that. Sora will make an image. It will make a lot of images for you. However, it won't make the consistency from your image go that whole 20 seconds. Like, I love it because I can make a 20-second video for cheap. However, it doesn't take my original image and animate my original image for that 20 seconds. Midjourney is only doing 5 seconds, maybe 8. But it's taking the image I gave it and it's animating that image. No distortions. It's animating that image for 8 seconds. And it does it 4 times, which I'm gonna give everybody a
yo, say that again. Please.
It takes that image.
4? 4 you
said?
said?
4.
4.
Just like Midjourney.
Quattro?
Quattro.
It takes that 4 times.
Hey, how long does it take?
It takes some time, a little bit. I don't know. It's not. I don't know what people think is long. It takes some time, like maybe a couple minutes.
2 max.
Less than a minute. Less than 60 seconds.
Yeah.
And you get 4 images, 4 video renders. And the 4 video renders are very similar. They're different, but they're very similar. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna give everybody a cheat code right now because in my core, I'm an editor. I'm an editor, and I use AI as a tool. So when you get 4 images out of Midjourney, take those 4 images, load all 4 images into your editor, any order,
Mhm.
because we all know the first the first screenshot of the video, that whether it's 5 seconds or 8 seconds, it's the same, right? So load all 4 in. So now you have 4. Go to the first one and the third one. Go to the first one, hit reverse in your editor, hit reverse, and in your third one, also hit reverse. So now you have a video that flows, that's starting from one position that leads into another position, that leads into another position, that leads into another position, and it kind of flows all by itself. And in those transitions, pick your favorite transition that you want to put in there.
Yeah.
So now you have a 4-second video. Boom. That's the cheat code. That's the cheat code right there.
So hey, I'll and since we're sharing,
I got a cheat
I'll
code.
give a little cheat code too. So I was talking with Jen this morning as we were kind of doing our pre-show thing, and I was like, "Yo, there are 2 Midjourney things that just became critical, essential for my process this week. One is the ability to permutation prompt. So for me, what that means is I'm going to put a number of different poses for my character in one prompt. So I can get, yeah. So here, matter of fact, I'll drop one inside of our chat so you can see a real-time example. So again,
Can you
I
do
will,
permutation in video?
yes, permutation prompt.
In
So
video.
I haven't even got there.
Mm.
Hold tight. This is for everybody to get to video. This is a hack to make it a little easier. So I will come up with my prompt, whatever, a data scientist is sitting studying his podcast equipment, whatever. Insert your prompt there. From there, I'll also put in like I just put in the chat, inside of those curly brackets, I would go action shot, candid shot, wide angle, close up. In the second set of brackets, I would say cinematic lighting, moody lighting, golden hour, blue hour. And then I would run those images with my character reference. Me, Lewis, like my dude that I dropped this morning before the live stream, him, Trey. I would drop him as a character reference in there, and it will give me 16 sets of 4 images. So a lot to choose from, a lot of results to choose from. And I'm like, hey, I want that one, and that one, and that one, and those 2, and that one, and that one there. And let's add that one in for extra measure. And I hit heart on all of those images, and then I run those as my animations. So I have my character in a bunch of different poses and a bunch of different lighting with the same character. So essentially, you can build out your scene character by character by character, and then in the post-production process, put it together. I'll do you one more. I found that version 6.1 with my character reference works better than Omni reference currently does in V7. I get more consistent results with my personal character. I can get a better quality result there than going through version 7 with Omni reference because it's not as consistent with the weight that you apply to those images. So for me, having the ability to get 4 videos per image with this latest update gives you a lot of data to work with from a creative standpoint. And Uriah just gave you a hack to make all of them look different. It is inevitable that we are on the verge of everybody having the ability to make full feature length films. We're right there. We're right there. I know Kim's in the house on the chat. Hey, we're right there to where we're about to be able to like send in these film festivals our own works. And they're gonna be crisp with this Mid-Journey update.
Sharp and just
Hey,
giving
the
it to you, baby.
quality level in Mid-Journey is insane.
Superb.
It's insane. The quality level is there.
Superb.
And like I said, it keeps your character. All of them that I've done, even if I didn't agree with how it came out, it kept the character. It kept the character throughout, which is exactly what all of us wanted. Like if we give you an image, we want you to animate that image.
Yeah.
And Midjourney is doing that, which I'm totally proud of them for doing it. And it makes sense for them to be able to do it because one thing that they aren't doing is, unless you guys have tried it, using an outside image. Using an outside image to generate the video.
I haven't even tried. I ain't gonna front.
Why would you? Because we all start in Midjourney.
I have a pro
I got
tip,
my
y'all.
own. The library is right there. That's what makes
start with
it.
Midjourney. See, they
It's all
have
in-
that. They have that inherent capability. So the fact that they came with it, I'm totally proud of them. And that's why we said that from the beginning. I'm like, hey, whenever they drop, they better drop with some fucking heat. Because if they don't, I'm going to be pissed.
Yep.
And they did not disappoint. They did not. There's not an image that I uploaded that I used that it did not at least use that image. I did not always agree with what they did with it, but every time they animated the image that I put there. And I cannot say the same for any other platform. And when I say any other, that means Kling and Sora. That's it. It's not like I'm not using a bunch of different ones because I'm just not. I'm using the ones that I have that's in my playing field, and those are the best ones out right now. They're among the best that's out.
So here's the other thing that I might suggest, and I've been a big proponent of this from the beginning. I only use Midjourney for all of my images so that I can learn that process start to finish. I had historically only used Kling for the majority of my generating so that I can learn, hey, there are multiple ways to create videos in here. So I have multiple frameworks that I can build out to serve a different purpose. So for instance, just image to video is one format. Elements is another format. Multi-elements is another format. But with Midjourney having everything just right there, I'm like, I don't really need that. Here was the kicker. The fact, and you touched on it with saying that there are 4 generations when you animate. The cost now of generating video, I think Midjourney might be in the top slot for the least amount of cost per video generation, considering they give you 4 in the same amount of time that you get from the other generators. I think they might have the lowest cost per generation. I don't know that. I still have to do research, but I think they're pretty close.
I did. I researched it today.
Hey.
I researched it today because I was just so in love with it.
Let's go.
They are. And you know what they did? What I love is with no marketing, basically like you need to just upgrade yourself and their plans are already affordable. You guys are getting 4. And then on top of that, you're literally, if you already are familiar with prompting, this I can't even talk right because I'm just so excited. Um, the thing about it is, this is a great source for just someone who doesn't even know how to animate. You're literally, if you don't know how to, you can just go in there and just press the button and let Mid Journey do its thing. Let it do its thing.
Yes. Yes.
Let it
Let it.
cook.
It's just like,
Yes.
oh,
That's how I test.
yes. It's like, let me tell you what I. Okay, I talk to I talk to my apps when it's giving me what I want. I was like, did I just touch this button? Okay, press the button. Did I just press this button? And it said, "You're welcome." And it just went, pew. And I was like, I
Mm.
mean, this is the easiest thing, y'all, for people who want to animate and are struggling. This is good. Like, invest. And it cut down a whole lot of other places to do things at. Do you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And this is
You
my
no longer need all those other apps.
you
You
do not.
don't need them.
You don't even need. So this is my pro tip for one. I just figured out, and I know Uriah and I used to do this all the time. And I know Lewis does now. The 360-degree turn, right? So literally, if you do this, okay, before you animate it in Mid Journey. Oh, I'm so excited about this. I can't wait for somebody to do it. I need one of y'all to do it real quick. I'm doing a little shoulder thing because I'm excited, y'all. Like I got okay. So, all right. So before you press that run button, if you put 360-degree turn on whatever the subject is you want to do, it will literally find the subject in the image that you're talking about, or you just let it run. Just type 300. All you have to do is put literally 360-degree turn with your prompt. What?
Hey.
Wait, hold on. Let's go a little bit further back. Because Mid Journey is assuming a lot of us have that information. Because when it dropped, I'm like,
Right.
wait, how do you do it?
Yes.
I didn't know that you
tap
just had
in.
to prompt dash video.
Right.
So when you just said prompt that, so let's walk our people through it.
Okay,
Like,
I got
what
one
does
right
that look
now. Let me
like?
go to my thing. Let me go to mine. I don't have that
Yeah,
fancy.
come on.
I don't have that fancy smancy, where you can see my did I just say that like I was like, but listen, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you right now. So
Hey,
here's
I'm
what
not far behind, Adam. I'm gonna have mine's gonna be set up next week.
so
I'm gonna
here's
have a
my
monitor next week.
let me take my glasses off to read this one. Hold on. Sorry guys. Okay. So I put the heart is the biggest. Animate internal cell flow. Okay. And then I put it's just a short one because I was testing it out. Okay. Um, rhythm pulsing like a living heart, transplant, 360-degree rotation around the heart. And I wish you guys could see. I'm going to try to send it, but I know you guys can't see it, but it's turning. You see that a little bit? I know you
Nice.
can't see it, but it's turning 360 degrees. And the different angles it gives me, because it gives us four.
Ah, that part. That
Four.
part.
And then each time I extended it, I did it all the way 21 seconds. The rotation was beautiful. And then it made it look like a living heart that was clear, that was made of glass, and the cells were just, and then the whole thing just turned slowly.
Okay, so we talked about the pros of the things that we like. All of these apps have a pro and a con, and I know we went way past our 60-minute mark because we just got excited, and I'm not even mad at it. What was the con that you guys found this week? What was the thing that you Midjourney struggled with, or you struggled within Midjourney with regard to video? I can start if you guys are cool.
No, you can go ahead.
Go for it.
So their system settings was one of the things that their moderation settings was one of the things that I ran into a couple of times. I try to keep my content clean for the most part. And a couple of the entries that I went back to old version 4, version 5, 5.1 images that I wanted to animate. It gave me this, sorry, the AI moderator is unsure about this prompt. Reasoning. Revealing outfit with minimal coverage of sensitive areas is inappropriate, period.
Yeah.
And it didn't run the whole set. And I'm like, well, hey, this is just a person that, I mean, her cleavage might be out a little bit, but the whole body's covered. What do you mean? So I tried a different one and it gave me a different response, but the same outcome of, hey, you're on those moderation settings that, hey, I don't know, we're not going to run this. So that was one of the things. And I wonder if that is related to what we talked about prior in that, hey, they're in the middle of a lawsuit. They have to change their moderation settings. So as video is coming out, those moderation settings are very tight. You're not going to be able to run every single image that you have based on what some of the settings are set up as. I don't know where that line really is yet. Been testing for 3 or 4 days, but that was the one thing that I noticed is a little different and more restrictive, if you will, versus just being able to create an image. Moderation settings, but I understand why. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
it makes sense. I went back to what you had said. Some of the things I got some of those too, especially because the women that I create. But I went back today to look like 2 days later, and it created the video for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was
So you're saying
interesting
like if
because
you
it told me
failed
no.
once and then you redid it and it said yes?
No, I didn't redo nothing because the moderation thing came up, right? And then I just happened to go on today and I saw it was there. It was animated.
So I wonder if they're reviewing it and then re-releasing it, because I believe I've had something similar, but I made so much video I don't even know. I made a lot.
I've been
Okay, hey, how many fast hours did you go through? Raya, you go first.
Oh, I haven't looked.
I already
In
said
4 days.
I've gone through in 4 days. I probably went through at least 4 hours. It was easy. Like
Adama,
I haven't looked because I don't want to. I don't want to. I promise you. Like when you guys said it pre-show, I was like, I'm so sick of them. In my head, I thought I'm so sick of them because I just
nobody's looking at it. That's why I can't wait for another month.
I'm afraid. I don't want to look, y'all, because it treat me so
Everybody's burning through everything.
Hey, so I have the pro plan, and I was like, hey, the morning of, hey, we got 17 fast hours, Jen. We can just go crazy. Just go crazy. Like, so for a solid, I don't know what, 2 hours, 3 hours, you and I were cooking. Hey, I'm doing my thing in the main Mid-Journey, and she's doing the same, but she's hiding hers. So we're both running in parallel. Man, when I tell you we ran through 7 fast hours in about 2 hours. Quick.
No surprise. No surprise.
And then it was like, hey, I gotta go hit YouTube and figure this out. There gotta be another way. And somebody was like, hey, if you have the pro or the mega plan, just go in relaxed mode and you can just do unlimited video. And I was like, shut the front door.
Did you say shut the front door? Come on with it.
Are you kidding me? I got unlimited video. Oh, I don't need $200 Sora. Hey, it's over. I will not be going pro. I will not be going to that $200 ChatGPT plan. I will stick right over here and spend the money on the production after I make all these videos.
Let's talk about it.
I mean, that's why I just said it took away. It took away. Mid-Journey came through and made themselves like, let us know we are here for y'all. I mean, no matter which way they're looking at it, because at the end of the day, business is business. Okay, they're in it for whatever. But it's now putting money in our pockets, and we're decreasing a lot of the subscriptions that we had. I've already started.
Mm-hmm.
And
I would suggest getting the pro plan.
From a training and productivity, I know where you're going. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Get the pro plan. Like in Mid-Journey, get the pro plan. In ChatGPT, get their pro plan. Because all of these things, like they're going to give the satisfaction and the benefit to the pro users. Because the pricing and everything is is about to go fucking
Yep.
bananas. It's about to go
Forgot the beat.
bananas.
Forgot the beat.
Everything is going to go crazy.
Mhm.
Because think about it, in Midjourney, it's insane the level of quality that you're going to get from what you put in there using your own references and your own control. Like, even if I didn't like the image that came out, it still made the image of what I put into it. So now it's not me feeling, I feel bad about myself. I feel bad like I didn't give Midjourney enough information to do it versus it not doing it itself. Even that's on auto mode. I'm telling you, like, I pay for Sora and I pay for Clean. Midjourney's thing is going to make me not pay for Clean. Not pay for it Clean, even though Clean has made very big strides with their sound effects. And if you know me, I'm an editor. I love sound effects. And that's what I go about. I'm all about sound now. I'm all about sound and effects to go with the video that you're creating, because we're past the point of just making an image. Yeah, who can't make an image at this point? Everybody can make an image. And now we get to the point, who cannot make a video? Everybody can make a video now.
The two are tethered now.
Now we can all make a high quality video. So now what it's about is editing. Who can edit that video into something that's a high quality production, right?
And prompt.
Yeah, who could prompt that video into something nice? Who can prompt it?
And VO3. Okay, let me shut up.
Nah, go.
VO3, yeah, okay. I know I'm probably have people just gonna pour, water in my cereal, but it's whatever. I'll eat it because I believe waste not, want not, people. VO3 made it super easy to make people think that they can prompt.
Yes.
That's my face. My face just said it. So, but Midjourney is literally telling you need to prompt. If you prompt, I'm going to give you what you're looking for. I'm giving you movie quality, cinematic, animation, like literally, like that eyeball I posted. Listen, that was a different category of animation. And then today I posted something that was like Japanese animation. And then I posted something else, and then you can make it look real time. So what I'm trying to say is there's levels to this animation. And what Midjourney just said is you don't need $250.
Yo, even so, I just realized
$250 to give you what you're looking for. And just because you're doing it in VO3, guys, I'm sorry, I'm preaching. Just because you do it in VO3 doesn't mean that you're really doing what our buddy Lewis did, what my brother, not my buddy, but my brother does, which is prompt engineering. So, you cannot run away from the beast at the beast of animation and prompting. You still have to know how to prompt, and you still have to edit. I know it's beautiful for it to come together, but don't let something eat your money when you can just have something that's going to give you quality. Okay, I'm done with it.
You right, you go, because I just realized we forgot one.
No, go ahead. It's the editing. At the end of the day, it's the editing. At the end of the day, no matter where you start, no matter where you execute, at the end of the day, it's the post-production, and that's the editing.
Yeah, it's all about the editing.
It's all about the editing. It's all about the final touch. Because you could create it, you could execute it, but then at the end of the day, there's the final touch. That's the post-production. That's the editing. Who can do that editing, and who cares about that? Like, I just said it, and a lot of people are like, oh, gloss. Gloss over.
Right.
Post-production, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Post-production, nobody cares. However, the pros care about post.
Yep.
That's all of this that I look at. I'm looking at how can I post that? How can I enhance that? because that's all I do. I'm an enhancer. I'm not
Mhm.
the creator. I'm not the initial boots on the ground. Yeah, I'm a photographer. Yes, I'm a graphic designer. But at the end of the day, I'm an enhancer. I take what you have and make it better. That's
Mhm.
what I do. So when we have that, when what we have with Midjourney, we already have something hot. All I'm thinking about, how do I make it better? How do I make it better? And the apps that I'm using now is I'm still using Video Leap. That's my go-to. My next one is Filmora, and then my next one is CapCut. And CapCut is at the end because nobody knows where that's going right now. They done got cut off, and then they come back, and now they get cut off again. But at the end of the day, they're still a
Hey,
player in the field because they have an AI generator nobody's even talking about because they only playing with professionals. They have
right.
a whole a whole AI video generator that they're only playing with professionals. We're playing with this. This is consumer. This is
Yeah.
consumer stuff. This is
So
consumer stuff.
Mhm. 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 Oh,
it's-
I think we went to church with animation today, y'all, because we went to church. Like we put the book
so
thing.
okay, we forgot one. We forgot one, guys. We forgot one. I realized as you were talking, Adama, yeah, we didn't talk about Canva and their update. We didn't even put it on the
Ooh.
script this
Canva
week.
Canva came
Canva
out
said, "Come on
with
in and take a
Veil.
seat." Canva said, "Come on in and take a seat because yeah." But
Uh-huh.
I feel like it's making people okay.
No, go, get it.
I really feel that VO3, and you know what? People can say what they want to say, but I'm going to stand by this because this is for me not to stand by it. It's for me to lie to you, and I'm not going to do that. I really think that if animation, if you don't have the time of the day to sit or time to learn, then on animation and prompting and or seeking the advice or then VO3 is for you.
Mhm.
Then VO3 is for you.
And that says a
I
lot.
mean,
Because think
it's
about
a
it.
remote control car.
Veil
Okay.
3 is
Yeah,
putting their
VO3 is a remote
platform.
control car. VO3 is remote control. Come on.
Can you put
And
that
then you're
comment, Pin's
driving a
comment
car.
over? Pin her comment, please.
Huh?
Yeah,
But
VO3. Yes, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Veil is
V is
placing their model on all the other platforms. So
yeah.
not only are they're placing themselves as a dominance, they're also allowing themselves to be placed on other platforms. Because like now all of my other apps have VO3 implemented in it. So that's why I
uh-huh.
say like everybody needs to make sure that you are your product. You are your product. AI is your tool.
Right.
So, with that said, you're using other tools, and how are your tools using those tools? If you're not very great at AI, then you don't know how to implement Veil into your platform. However, if you're using a platform that's using that, then that's what you can use. Because I just looked, I just did a recap of all the apps that I use. 3 of them are using VO3.
Uh-huh.
All like
But guys,
they're using, so I don't even have to pay for VO because I have
you
at
don't.
least a sub
You don't.
platform to use it.
Uh,
This is what, but can I ask you guys this? And this is a question for the audience as well. Do you remember when they were coming out with false news? You know, like everybody thought they were a news reporter all of a sudden. Remember that? And then they would tell you, no, this is false news. This is what I think VO3, whatever, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. What I think about it is that it's going to cause it's going to cause the whole AI within itself to start mandating things, putting things in changing terms of service, like we said before, because people are now generating things that are really, truly, absolutely false. I mean, it's like spam news that's not news. Like they're making it's crazy. And those who are good with animation, we can spot it. But those who aren't, yeah, it's
so
really
that
opening up a can of worms. It's really opening up a can of worms.
I got a job for that. I got a job for that right now.
What you say? What you about to
Uh-huh.
No, it's not even a joke. Like I've
Oh.
been somebody reached out to me, in my current employment. Can you help us understand how easy it is to deep fake?
That's
Like
crazy.
You're like, yeah,
what
for
we're
sure.
what we're talking about deep fake. That's why I said there's one way. What we do, we try to make creativity into our art. There's a lot of bad people that are not doing that. They're doing it for bad purposes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And I'm trying to teach people that I work with how easy it is to do it. And somebody came to me and was like, "Can you teach us that? Can you tell us how easy it is?" Because people don't believe it. People don't believe that it's very easy to do. And they was like, "What tech do you need to do it?" I was like, "Tech. I can do it from my phone." They was like, "Wait, what?"
What?
They was
Yes.
ready to. They was ready to. So think about that. I work
It's-
at a bank, and they were going to go through the whole process of granting access. All of this, like, how long does that grant access to this platform? Grant access to this platform. Approve that. Your manager has to approve it. And I'm like, no, no. I don't need a manager to approve me to deep fake you. I could deep fake my own manager without any approval. Like I could do it
Right.
from my phone. I
Today,
could do it from my phone
right now.
easily. Right. As we're talking. Like,
That
right?
part.
So that's why they was like, "Hey, you're right. Do you want to give us this presentation?" I'm like, "Sure. I want that because, like I said, I'm a certified fraud examiner. I want to use my talents for good. I don't want to use my talents for bad. Like, if I use my talents for evil, it'd be bad out here.
Yeah,
do
it's
you
a rough
guys
day.
think that-
It's a rough day if we're using
It's
this
a
for
rough
evil.
day. If we're
But
using
do
it
you
for
guys
evil,
think that this new source of animation is saturating? And some people
It's
are really
evil.
great at it, but don't you think it's saturating? But not even saturating. It's giving. It's
evil.
it's putting a bad name on what we're thriving to implement in a way that has class and education to it. That
Hey,
I don't
so
know.
can we be
This is
honest?
exactly
Can
what
we
it
be
is.
honest? Can we be honest?
Oh, yo,
Can
that's
we have
all
an
we on
honest?
the leadership
Can we have
lounge.
an honest?
We honest. That's all we on
So
here.
some of those individuals who are in the middle of the process of learning and perfecting that animation, if they don't alter the input that goes in at the beginning of the process, like I said last year on episode 9, you're going to get left behind if you don't know how to prompt. And we're there currently. Yes, VO3 is one alternative option that makes it easy for you. But we just talked about tonight, hey, what happens when the platform goes down? There's an outage. What do you do then?
I didn't put that.
So if you don't know how to do the raw, actual, tangible skill, it's going to be really hard for you to like compete and even get traction in the feed, because now everybody can make video. Everybody has access to all of their images, and they can actually just put sound effects on it and post it raw. Hey, there's videos that got tens and hundreds of thousands of views with no edit, no audio, no captions. Raw. R-A-W. Raw. Let me put that in chat. Raw video where they're not doing nothing.
Lose
And
that blows my mind.
they'll get hundreds of thousands of views. So someone less talented than you, with less skill set than you, can mirror and match a lot of what majority of what I see in the feed can do. So my advice, and I know this comes off as kind of being an asshole about it, but get better. Practice hone your skill, and partner up. You are going to have to partner up and find people who are near you, around you, that think the same, move the same, have the same morals and ethics, And you need to go court them and ask them, hey, how can I help you? So that we can keep going to the next level, because, hey, VO3 can do a lot of what we're having to prompt to do in Midjourney. So as OpenAI went down for a day, hey, it was a rough day for those copy and pasters and prompt users. It was
What'd
a
you
rough
say?
day.
Repeat
It was
that
a
again.
rough day.
They were sweating. They were sweating. But you know what? It amazes me that people will spend $250 for this generator, right? That now Canva's doing for free basically with their plan. But you will spend $250 to put something that's not even a whatever and just post it like my brother said, raw. And then rather than go to someone that you can collaborate with and be educated on, so that way when anything doesn't work, you have this in your arsenal. Make it make
Yeah.
sense, because it doesn't.
Well, and that's why the friends of the show, I see Natasha's in the house. I see Joy Day. Simone just popped in. I know Kim is in the house. I see Dwayne is in the house. Deb is in the house. Like, we're all
Jess Williams in the house.
Yeah, that part. Like, we have all these creators that are so dope in their own skill sets, in their own regards, that are so willing to help everybody around that, we all have to get better at our own unique talents and then partner up. Share with those collaborators. Like, we came together for this show. So we can actually help the others that are coming in every week to, like, hey, I saw the update, but maybe I didn't have the hack about what we talked about. Hey, rewind about 20 minutes. there's some hacks in there on process wise how to actually get through it. But I mean, that's what this is all about. And we're getting to a point where it's moving faster than we can master these processes. I had to make another workflow between Wednesday and now. What did I say? Permutation prompting plus character reference equals mastery. So for me, taking my character reference and those permutation prompts that I said earlier and mastering just that, that's your script in your scene. That's huge. If you have the pro plan, you can run images to animate all day long. All day. Full set.
I love how you did that right there. You gave that like a daddy thing right there. You're just like, look, come on now.
We're here. We're here. Hey,
Here.
someone in this community is going to have a feature-length film by December 31st. Somebody's gonna do it. It's inevitable now. So now we got to focus on, okay, how do we pitch that project? They will need investors to help them get their project to the end of the process. They will need support for marketing. They will need you to share. It doesn't cost you anything to share. Like, these are the next steps of the process. While I talk about, hey, being a creator and making the jump from creator to media, that jump to independent filmmaker requires, hey, you need to start thinking about, hey, I'm going to have to get investors. I'm going to actually have to go pitch this project. I need to partner up with the other people who have the skill sets to just take some of this off my plate. Mm-hmm. We're there, y'all. We're there.
You need a project manager.
And then on top of that, stop trying to find the easy way, because it's going to resonate in your work. We all, and if you can just, the key word that I know Lewis always said, collaboration. Mm-hmm. And then I know from the AI Film Festival that Kim did, there's so many good sources that I've already jumped on that I didn't even know about. So that alone is another thing. So just, again, invest in yourself, but invest in yourself and also collaborate. Collaborate. I mean, and I'm telling you, people like myself, and I'm finally saying myself, my brothers that are sitting up here, everybody that's watching this right now, we all have the eye to tell when this has been like, oh, they did their research.
Mhm.
And we're your biggest hype man. I know we are. I mean, I know we be hyping them up. So yeah.
Everybody,
Yeah.
all the folks in the chat right now. Adam, we totally ran over our 60-minute mark. I apologize, y'all. This one's on me. This one's on Lewis. Adam, can you tell the people where they can find you to talk about creativity and talk about animation? Can you tell the people where they can find you at?
Okay, so you can find me right there, awesome, right there. Our awesome producer put that up there for us. Jen, you were awesome today because we were all over the place with it. You kept up with our momentum of everything, so thank you. But you can find me right there. I'm on all social outlets, YouTube, fan base, Facebook. You can also DM me, and I'm here to help you with your creativity, what feels right, what you're trying to reach, what you're trying to speak on, and how you want it to impact and your intentions on it. So I'm here for that. And yeah, that's where you can find me. So, and and I just want to say thank you guys for being here.
Awesome. You right. You are up next. Where can the people
What's
find
happening?
you? Where can they find the dopest editor in the building?
You can find me right here on Facebook at Uriah Muhammad. You can find me on LinkedIn right where it's right here. And you can see all of my connections. And I can help you bring your operations to fruition. And I think that's where we're all leaning towards. It's like you have your gift, you have your creation. How do you make that work? I can help you get your creation to work, and that's where I offer my services is to provide creatives the business aspect of your creativity because it's more to it than just creating a nice framework or creation. I help you take that creation to the next level where you're actually making money on it. So you can hit me up on my Facebook page, Uriah Muhammad. You can see on my link app, Profit Productions, or Instagram, profitproductions.ai, or LinkedIn, straight Uriah Muhammad.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So we covered a lot. We covered, hey, number one, hey, change your password today. On God. If you don't do anything else before the end of the night, I need you to go start changing your passwords today. In all seriousness, I know we joke around a lot, but hey, I really, really need you to take this part seriously and go change your passwords. Um, we talked about the OpenAI outage and what that looked like from a workflow perspective. We talked about new partnerships with OpenAI and Mattel. We talked about Canva. We talked about Midjourney's lawsuit. We talked about Midjourney video. And then each of us gave quite a few workflow tips and how to leverage fully this latest update to Midjourney with their new V1 video model. So if you can, and you're still here on the actual live stream, I want you to drop in the chat and let us know what was your favorite part of the show. What is the one thing that you walked away with learning today? If you can, follow the other participants that are in the chat, especially on my Facebook page. And this chat has been popping the whole day. So I want to start and just say thank you. Thank you guys for continuing to support us. Thank you guys for continuing to pour into the rest of the community. I think this is really important, and it's a really, really key time for all of us. And if you need anything from me, definitely reach out. I've got my link in every bio on every platform. You can find me at Marshall Artistry. And here on Facebook, you can find me at Lewis Marshall. I'm the airbrush artist and AI artist here. I'm also your host, but I also run a couple of Facebook groups with both of my co-hosts. So definitely get tapped into our Unleashed AI Creativity group, as well as our Fantasy Anonymous group. Both of those are where I spend most of my time on socials. I'm also on Instagram. Now I'm manning the Leadership Lounge Network page. So if you're on Instagram and you haven't followed our official show page, definitely do so. Aside from that, this has been a jam-packed week full of updates. I know next week's probably going to be a lot of testing. So, hey, no more raw video in the feed. Slow down, take your time. If you need help from any one of the three of us, you can always reach out to me in the comments or in the DM. But I would venture to say my co-hosts probably mirror that same sentiment. If you need help and we can help you, reach out. Aside from that, happy Sunday. I hope you have an amazing week. We're about to close out Q2 in the next month. So something to think about between now and next show. Are you reaching your New Year's resolution goals as we're closing out the second quarter? How close are you to that? And what's it going to take to get you to the finish line by December? We'll talk about that next week. Aside from that, everybody have an amazing week. And I wish you guys a happy Sunday. To my co-hosts, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And let's go get it.
Throwing out another. This is a bottle that's made from our lead host. This is a bottle, this is not only his art on the bottle. This is actually him manufacturing the bottle from Marshall Artistry.
Yeah, I appreciate that, brother.
Dopeness.
Boom.
Y'all,
This
he's
is
a
what we're talking about. We're not just talking
person.
about using AI just for whatever. Marshall Artistry is using his AI art to manufacture bottles where he's using his art on the bottles, but not only just using his art on the bottles, but also manufacturing the bottles itself. This is not just any bottle. This is actually a Marshall Artistry bottle. And I don't know how to not stress that enough, because that's a manufacturing product. Like a lot of times we just buy stuff, right? We're just buying stuff. We're not buying the manufacturer. This was not made in China. This does not have tariffs attached to it. This is an actual art-made bottle from Marshall Artistry that we're here talking about from the beginning, right? So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
You did a great job, Uriah. And I forgot to say that I still can't stand you. I think I said that. I think I forgot to say that because the mid-journey. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, we got almost to the end.
Whatever, sir.
Without us saying it.
Whatever, sir. Mid-journey brought us together for a moment.
Yo, I love y'all. Thank you, Uriah. I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Multifaceted.
All right. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. We will see y'all soon. Peace, y'all.